Good day everybody, my name is Maritza and welcome to my YouTube channel. On this video I'm going to show you how to change the front brake pads on the 2016 Toyota Camry, so stay tuned. But first and most is to wear a big hat and drink plenty of water because today it's a hot day out there. And yes, don't worry, I'm working on the shade, so stay tuned. Okay, so here are the steps you need to do is jack your car safely using this wonderful hydraulic jack I have. And here are the stuff what you need to use. A C-clamp, a screwdriver, a long ratchet, a set of sockets right here, some brake cleaner, we're gonna need lubricant, and we have brand new brake pads here. So let's get started. Okay, so I have an impact down the 1316 socket. So I'm going to use that to take out the wheel. I'll show you how it on reverse mode. And just insert. A little stock here. I'll be right back. Alright, as you can see, we got the wheel off and they're not stuck in my socket, so I don't know why it's like that, but it's okay. We move on to the show. We can figure this out. Alright, so here's the brake caliper. As you can see, we can tell, but it is time for a brake pad replacement on this vehicle. But first things first, we're gonna give it a wash down with some brake cleaner. So after I wash down with some brake cleaner, I'm using this awesome product called the Gunk Brake Parts Cleaner. So yeah, it has a funny smell to it, but I'm working in the outside environment, so I should be okay. So I'm using this C-clamp because I'm gonna compress the brake calipers to the end. I'm going to retract the pistons inside the caliper, so that way I can just unbolt the bolts here, and then we'll take out the caliper and move it outside, and we will start doing the brake pads replacement. So after I compress the piston in, as you can see, there's a big gap right here, and look, this is a brake caliper. Look how much gap right here now. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to get this awesome gear wrench here with a 14mm socket, and we're going to uninstall the two bolts, top and bottom. Alright, so we got the caliper off, and as you can see, this is the brake pad. We have these butterfly clips here, the brake pads itself. We have the shims here on top and bottom. So we're going to replace all of this. So we're going to do is we'll disassemble all these stuff right here and then remove it, clean up everything. We're going to lubricate these slide pins there on the top and bottom with some brake lubricant, and then we're going to install everything brand new. So stay tuned. So as you can see, this brake pad is about to finish. Look at me, look, this is little tiny ones left, nothing more. So good thing we catch it on time. So as you can see, here's the old one. See how the material is finished here. This is how the new one should look like, nice and thick. So always, check your brake pads all the time. Maybe like every oil change, you inspect your brake pads, so that way you can know when it's time to change it or not. So our next step now is to lubricate the sliding pins. As you can see, it's all black and worn out, the grease, and it was kind of hard to pull them out. So always, this is the important step, that you must lubricate these sliding pins for a better braking system. So to lubricate these things, I'll be using this silicone ceramic brake parts lubricant from Permatex. And yes, I put my name so that it doesn't take my stuff. Alright, so as you can see, this is how the lubricant looks like, and I like the color of it. This is ceramic and silicone, which is good for the rubber bushings. So now we're gonna install it back in the sliding pin right here. So we're gonna insert in that hole gently, and there you go. Good as new. Good as new. Now we'll do the same thing on the top one as well. Okay, so next up we're going to install some brand new shims onto the brake brackets. Some new shims here. These are the old shims I took out. As you can see, it's all dirty and rusty. So let's install these things right now. Alright, so we got the shims all installed brand new. We got the sliding pins lubricated. And now it's time to put the new brake pads. Okay, so as you can see, I got the brake pads installed. It was kind of a little difficult because of these rear indicators. I put, see these rear indicators right here? Do not use these rear indicators because they'll be hard to install the brake pads. Instead, what I do is I pull out the old ones. This is the old ones, and I install it on the new pads, which is convenient because it's more shorter than the new ones. The new ones is kind of a little high, which is the incorrect type of rear indicators. So I install it on the new pads. As you can see, it's all ready to go now. Now I'll install these butterfly clips and reinstall the caliper. Alright, so as you can see, I installed the butterfly clips. You have to use a light so that way you can see where the holes are. So this is how it looks. And it goes on the bottom as well. This is how the position should be. And now we're going to bring in the caliper in. Make sure the caliper piston is all the way on the inside. Like this flat surface right here. And then we're going to clear up the brake calipers, and then we're going to install the caliper in. So as you can see, the calipers is installed. Pistons are retract back. That's how it should be done, right? We have new shims installed, everything's installed. Lubricate the sliding pins, install the butterfly clips. This is all set. So now the next thing is just put back the tire, and we will show you what we need to do after we install the brake pads. So stay tuned. Okay, so I'm going to change up the rear brake pads as well. So I'm going to do a complete full brake job. And this is the same procedure as the front. Same thing. 14 millimeters on the back. Remove the compressor piston with the C-clamp, as I show you in the front. And then release the caliper. Take out the two old brake pads. Take out the old shims. Replace the new ones. Slide in lubricate the sliding pins, and then retract back the pistons all the way in with the C-clamp, and that's about it. They just reinstall everything with the new brake pads and a rear indicator back, and that's about it. And then we will show you what we're going to do after we finish all the brake jobs, so stay tuned. As you can see, this is on the other side, which is the back passenger. And the new brake pads, new shims, lubricate the sliding pins. Pistons are all inside. So now we just put back everything together. And then the last procedure is to pump the brakes and then test it to make sure it has good brakes. So stay tuned for this. Well, it was a long job, and I'm already tired. So now I've replaced all the pads, which is the front and the back. The rotors are good. And I lubricate the slider pins and everything. So the next step now is to pump the brakes until it's hard. Then we're going to start the engine. And then we're going to go back and forth and make sure the pads are working and the brakes are working. So as you can see, I'm pumping the brakes. Make sure it is brakes now. I'm gonna start the engine now. Alright. Okay, now we're gonna put it in reverse. Alright. Okay, I'll drive. Test. Alright, she got brakes. So now the last thing to do is to check the master cylinder, make sure everything looks good, and then we call this a day. As you can see, here's your master cylinder, and it's, well, that needs to be flushed out, but I don't have the tools to flush these things out, so we'll flush it out there in the future. In the meantime, it's full and it's good, so we'll check that and just feel around, make sure no liquid leak out, which is dry. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray it out just to give it a good clean up. A bit more big cleaners. There's one here. That's just to keep it clean. There we go. That's about it. Now it's nice and clean. Okay. Alright. We'll just secure everything and then close the hood, and that's about it. This job is officially done. And thank you folks for once again for making this video for you all for educational purposes. And I'll thank you for the entire world for subscribing to me. Thank you very much. And I'll be posting more videos in the future when I got some videos to make in the future. And boy, it's a hot day. So right now it's afternoon and the sun is about to go down soon, an hour. But now this job is done and I can relax. My mom has a new brake pads. And besides of all this I did for today is because it's Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms around the world. You know, you're the awesome ones. Love you all. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and peace and love. God bless you all. Take care and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.